how I do it. Okay, so I'm feeling good as hell. And I was like, I have to do this message tonight before I go to bed because I still feel so good. So we just had the butterfly meetup, the butterfly Zoom meetup with all the members or whatnot. And it was a nice turnout and it was a good ass vibe, right? And so a lot of this message is channeled through from that connection because tonight was full of so many synchronicities, from people pulling cards and pulling the same cards, excuse me, to people, you know, filling out energy and testing out energy. Like, it's like everyone had their own role. Everyone had their own role that they played in the space. You know what I'm saying? Like, and no role was more important than the other. It's like, I'm getting this energy of when you're in a space or connected to a space, you need to be in a space that respects each part or each role for what it is or what it's meant to play. Ooh. Ooh, either some of you, you used to be in a space or a connection where everyone, you know, people tried to step on each other's toes. People weren't confident within themselves, you know, so they had to try to, you know, overpower, or they didn't like someone else getting the shine, so they had to do something to get the shine. Like, it's a good thing to know people who, at least when it comes to being collaborative, right? Some people are best with just working by themselves, okay? And some people are more collaborative. But for someone who is in the energy of being more collaborative, is giving this energy of knowing how to be in the background and knowing when to be in the front, okay? Wolves do not lead the pack from the front most times. You have different groups of wolves depending on their strength and things of that nature and where they put them at. So you have people, some that may lead from the back and some that leads from the front. And it gives that energy of knowing how to, what type of leader you are, but knowing your role in a connection and knowing when a connection or a group energy is not balanced for that, or the energy in the space does not match that, okay? Respecting each person for their role, respecting each person for their magic, respecting each person for what they bring to a setting and a situation. I'm hearing watch out for like know-it-alls as well. You know, it gives me the vibe of someone who, like, you know, everything is so perfect and nothing has, like, I don't know, it's like give a vibe of watching out for that. You know what I'm saying? People who ain't never did no shit. So like something that we brought up was just like, I'm not breaking no rule, no job, no company rules if I've never seen you break a rule before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, it's like this energy of being equally yoked with the people you work with, who you connect with, things of that nature. You have Irara with restoration, card number 17. This also connects with like star card energy as well. So this restoration is giving a vibe of getting the gas that's needed to have your star energy like be brightened again. So like getting fuel in some kind of way with the restoration, you being restored or you being on a path to restoration or being restored is what it's giving as well. You being on a path of restoration or being restored. So it could even be like your faith in something being restored, okay? So if you have, you know what I'm saying, like people who you don't really get along with as much, right? And so they can sometimes have a strong weight on how you view being around people or meeting new people. But it's something about not letting a bad experience get in the way of a potentially good experience, okay? It's something about that. You have Oya coming out with protection. So restoration and protection, this is card number 46, which may relate to someone. But there's an energy of, this feels like a dark feminine, and we talked about dark divine feminine energy tonight, but something about an energy being protected by dark feminine energy. And you know what this gives me though? The vibe of how we were saying everyone has a role, right? So you have Iraro, which is masculine energy dominant, and then Oya, which is feminine energy dominant. They both have a role that they play in the whole. And it's like letting each one play their role and who they are. Okay, you have Oran Mila, the great diviner. You have the feisty, the motivator, the divination. This divination is dependent upon this other energy. So you know how they say, you know what I'm saying, like readers read collective energy. So the energy that a reader is picking up on and reading is because of the collective energy. You know what I'm saying? The collective that watches her, the collect or him, or you know, they, the one, like the collective energy that is watching them and connecting with them is the energy that they're going to pick up on most times. Okay. Or the energy that has the most energy that's connected to them. That's the strongest is what they're going to pick up on. And so it feels a vibe of this diviner energy picking up on restorative and protective energy. And it feels like it being like a magnified energy, but like everyone having that diviner energy though. So this even going further is giving a vibe of being recharged by allowing other people to be in their authentic energy as well. So everyone feeling recharged, everyone feeling full, everyone feeling divine, everyone feeling aligned. Because as I look over at this other deck, the bottom of the deck was the Seven of Swords, you know. So some of you all may have even come from being around Seven of Swords energy, or you may still have some of it, right? And you looking for a way to cut it out in some kind of way. Or it could be you being around someone who doesn't know how to self-reflect, because this this great diviner, it also makes me think of self-reflection, because you have to be able to self-reflect in order to divine. Okay. And so it could be like this energy of watching for someone who is not in that space, you know, who's not really in that space. Because then are they really aligned with individuality if they don't know how to fully reflect? You have the Hierophant coming out. An Ascendant Master is, a lot of you all are learning how to be an Ascendant Master, because this feels like skills and gifts of an Ascendant Master, someone who's able to master communication, learning, growth, balance, learning how to lead from the front and the back, learning how to be quiet, how to speak, understanding the laws of the earth, of the world, of the universe. This is like an exalted energy, you know. It feels like you're in that space where you're becoming that, you know, if you're not already there, right? And if you're becoming that, you watching what energies is connected to you. The numbers that kept coming out tonight were threes. Okay. Threes were very big, and 13. So we had 33, and then the threes, and then 13 were really big. 3 is a number of magic, communication, perception. Okay. This Hierophant energy feels like you're in training, whoever I'm talking to, who this is resonating with, you're in training into becoming a divine master, and you're going through different tests and things of that nature to see how you'll handle something, to see how you'll deal with it, to see how you'll handle someone. Okay? Because it could be someone sent to you who appears to be less than you, but in some way they have something that they can teach you. And it gives an energy, you know, we all have someone who can teach us something, you know, we all can learn from other people, you know, but it gives a vibe of watching out for someone or an energy that doesn't have that same way of being to them, you know, like you deserve to be around people who, you know, iron sharpens iron, you know, it's not just one person. And, you know what I'm saying, the thing, it's a family, 10 of Pentacles, and it's a healthy family, you know, a family that celebrates each other, a family who likes to hear the good news of someone else and celebrates it, and not just their own, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of different things that add in with it, where you build that sense of, you know what I'm saying, the community and what you have around you. Now, some people can make it without it, you know, or they have their family as being that energy, right? But whatever it is, you still got to have this for it to last, you know, for something healthy, because if not, you're creating generational, you know, more generational wounds. And you're already trying to clear that up. You're already trying to heal that. And so this energy of this path that you're currently on, let's pull to see what path you're currently on. We're going to start with a Moonology card. Step out of your comfort zone, your North Node. And I've been talking a lot about South Node and North Node, actually, with our reincarnation. So you're walking more in this North Node and purpose. And with you walking in your North Node and purpose, knowing that there's other people who have different North Nodes and purposes. You know what I'm saying? But everyone together makes the full picture. And so the part that you're in right now, in this entire shift, as you work to become a divine master, it's like you learning how to step out of your comfort zone in a lot of ways in order to experience things that you've never experienced before. You're not afraid. The energy is gaining momentum, okay? With the waxing moon. So it's giving a vibe of, as you step out of your comfort zone, you feel the energy start to pick up in a lot of ways. As you step out of your comfort zone, you feel the energy start to pick up in a lot of ways. And it's going to happen fast, you know what I'm saying? It could feel a little like, ooh, you know. But you're going to know the difference between fast and fake. That's a key phrase that someone needs to hear, okay? You're going to know the difference between fast and fake. Because some energy be fake, okay? But some energy really just be, you know what I'm saying, fast, because of how aligned it is. You get what I'm saying? What phase is the collective in right now? You being comfortable with not having to be a certain type of way, you know. You're getting comfortable with not being normal and allowing that to show and connecting to the energy of everything, you know. What's this fire? We got justice coming out. I feel like you're looking at justice differently at this time. And what does justice really mean? Okay. Um, what does justice really mean? You know, it makes me think of how we were talking about villains, you know, and what the realization is that although you can understand what causes someone to become a villain, doesn't mean that you have to accept that shit as being okay. Like, definitely if they coming after you now. You get what I'm saying? You're not responsible for anyone else's trauma and their responses to things. Um, and this feels a vibe of like you seeing things from a real justice energy and justice space, to where, how can I put it? Because this is like Libra energy. To where only healed people can be around you. Like people who are literally like doing the work and authentically in it. You get what I'm saying? On the type of energy and people who can stay around you. And this justice, with the aspect of you understanding justice, you creating your own morals and perspectives of it all, not falling for a certain compass, I guess you could say. I said saying, I guess you could say. It's like you're setting the rules, coming for justice of what's yours, but also setting rules. You're understanding all angles at this time, you know, other perspectives, I guess you could say. Yeah, the Emperor is coming out. A lot of Aries energy was on the thing tonight as well. But this is also just dealing with a lot of like leadership and respect. And what we were saying about leaders, leaders don't just lead from the front. They know how to lead from the back as well. But also just more of that protection energy and discipline and control is coming out really heavy as well. And so maybe it's like you're in a space where it's like mastering control over something and with something. It could be your feelings, your thoughts, your reactions to stuff, you know. But I'm just hearing bouncing back, you know, with this Aries energy. And I'm thinking of Big Sean, where he's like, last night took a L, but tonight I bounce back. Wake up every morning, by the night I'm counting stacks. And that's why you have to watch what energy you have around you, you know. You need to have energy around you that lifts you up as well when you need it. Because sometimes people do be going through a dark night of a soul energy, and they need to be around certain energy to help them out of it, right? So it's like we all have our role, because that same person who needed help getting out of a certain energy, they're going to be able to help someone one time as well. Well, probably more than one time. But they're going to be able to help someone as well, you know. So that's the vibe, my loves. I'm going to get off of here because I do need to go to bed. But I really felt that energy really heavy. And for others who are on the same vibration, you're going to feel this as well, as this collective energy, because you're on the same frequency and vibration as we are, especially if you made it to this part, okay? So I thank you all for being here. And as always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what your higher self and your spirit team is calling for you to do. Period. I love you all, and I will see you all later. Bye.